Hello friends, it's Suzanne here. Thanks for joining me for another Fabricate Friday video. Today I'm dedicating this one to love. It's Valentine's Day in like 6 weeks, so I figured I'd get some of these little treat boxes out of the way. This little guy, super cute, is attached with a little string, and this string actually comes from the Christmas catalog, but I have a little bit left over, so I thought you might as well. If not, there is an alternative right here in the catalog, the Sending Love Ribbon Combo Pack for $9.25, something that you might be interested in. And I designed this little project with the Sending Love Designer Series Pack. That's on page 15 if you're at all interested. Okay, so to make this little guy, we are going to require a piece of cardstock that is 8 inches by 5 inches. And on the long side, we're going to score at 3.5 and 4.5. And then on the short side, which is the 5-inch side, we're going to score at 1.5 and 3.5. Okie dokie. This is a simple build. We're just going to fold and burnish all of our score lines. It's going to be cut slightly differently. All right, so we're going to cut up this score line and that score line to the center ones, and the same with this side and this side. Now you could use your paper trimmer if you wanted. I feel confident enough in being a stylist, especially, that I will cut straight, or I should hope so. Really, I've based a career on it. I hope everybody had a good Christmas and New Year. I did. I spent the time with my family. And then I went to town cleaning my apartment. And it all started, oh my goodness, it all started because I felt, well, it's a long story. Hang on, follow what I'm doing and I'll tell you a little story. So my neighbors in this direction have, they've put a pathway in between. Can you see what I just did there? I cut about the same amount as this little score line, so about 1 inch or so just off of that, and I'll do that on all 3 of the remaining sides. So my neighbors next door have decided that they are going to, they rented out their basement suite, just like I live in a basement suite. And they put a pathway in between our house and their house. So before, I didn't used to have any traffic whatsoever. All right, I'll continue with the story. So the DSP is 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, and you can see that I've chosen the little heart one, and sorry, 1 3/4 by 3 1/4. And just be mindful of, if you have a directional pattern paper, that this is the top and this is the top. Okay, so anyway, before I didn't used to have any traffic. Oh, look at that. Does that happen to you, having a stray guy running around? So before, I didn't have any traffic whatsoever between me and the house next door, and now I do. So I've been closing my drapes, you know, to be respectful, and I also don't want people peering in at me when I'm crafting, or, you know, coming out of the shower or whatever, because you can look right in and see me. So I'm being mindful of that. And with the drapes being closed, I feel kind of closed in this little apartment. So I decided to do a little sprucing up of my apartment. And also, it started with me putting baking soda in a kitty's litters, in the kitty litter, which was, you know, you're thinking, oh, well, it reduced smell, right? Well, it doesn't, because the smell is, there is none really, But when they dig, all of this plume of baking soda has, you know, entered the air, and it has covered everything, you know, in its path, really. It's everywhere. And so I felt like I was closed in and extremely covered in baking soda. So I cleaned my apartment like I haven't cleaned before. So it's funny, right in the busiest time of the year, which is Christmas for me, at work. You can see what I did there. I just edged off a little bit. And now I'm putting adhesive on the outside. So yeah, I've been busy. My apartment is super sparkly clean. I got Cow brand baking soda litter for the kitties because I'm smart now. It's dust free, so there isn't, you know, baking soda dust everywhere. And the kitties and I are quite happy and fine in our nice new clean. I mean, I got rid of like 7 bags of trash, like stuff I'm hanging on to. It was necessary, I would say. I was hanging on to stuff like, you know, bowls people had given me and stuff, and it wasn't like, just ridiculous is what it was. Okay, so that, after all that long story, this is what you should have. So I'm just going to take, I don't even know what this is. Maybe it's an 1/8 of an inch punch, and I'm going to punch 2 little holes, and I'm going to do it all together. There we go. And then with this string that I got for Christmas. So anyway, I took a little break from the blog and YouTube channel to clean my house, to make sure everything was tidy and clean. And sometimes, you know, you just got to do that. And that way, now I feel by far less stress. And by getting rid of some of the, you know, decorations that I had, that I was hanging on to, it just feels like a clean start for the new year. And I don't feel overwhelmed, and I don't feel bad about closing my drapes. So this die cut is from the Sunshine Wishes, and it says love on there. I don't have a lot of love or heart or Valentine's Day embellishments, really. I'm not a heart person. We had, I know that everyone thinks that Canada is a really cold place, and it you know, sometimes it is, but we normally have very mild winters where I live, and it got down to -22 the other night, and it was horrible. All right. So there it is. I think there was, yeah, I stuck 2 of the die cuts together to make this little guy. So thanks so much for joining me, and you know, you're welcome to comment. I always comment on I always reply to the comments. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. On screen are 2 more videos for inspiration. Click on the maple leaf to visit my website, or click on me to subscribe to my channel. Thanks again for watching.